it's playoff time. And this is perhaps the most controversial playoff so far for college football. And four teams that are really closely matched. Really, any one of them could win it. But it's up for us to tell you who we think will win it. Might have the same teams, might not. Anyway, we will get into it. Maximilian, here to start.
All right, for semifinal number 1, we got the 1 seed Michigan versus the 4 seed Alabama. Should be a really good game. Alabama's looked really good recently. I think they do deserve a college football playoff spot in a 12-team playoff. So I've got Michigan. And honestly, I think Michigan has looked really good this season. Great quarterback. The running back is almost unstoppable. I forget what his name is. It's Corum?
Blake Corum.
Yep, he's been very solid this season. And honestly, I think that this is a 2-possession win. High scoring, though.
Very interesting. I'm going to disagree with that. I'm taking a bit of a defensive battle in this game. In the Rose Bowl, won't be cold weather conditions. I can't wait for next year for the 12-team playoff when they play some games on campus. We just get a snowy Penn State versus, I don't know, Florida playoff. Well, Florida won't be good, but Penn State, Florida State playoff game next year in Happy Valley in January. That'll be crazy. But for now, nice weather in the Rose Bowl, and I do have Michigan winning in this game. I don't think it'll be a 2-touchdown victory. I think they are only slight favorites in Vegas, and I think it will be a close win. But most of these playoff games recently have been really high scoring. I'm going to predict something around, a 28-24, something like that.
That's low scoring to you?
It's college football, Max. What was Michigan TCU last year? Like 52-45, and then Ohio State Georgia was super high scoring too.
That's true. Yeah. I think it's going to be more in the 30s, 40s.
Bet the under is what I'm saying.
All right.
And I've got Michigan winning. Shout out to Connor Stallions. Do it for him.
All right, semifinal number 2. You've got the number 2 seed, the Washington Huskies, versus the 3 seed, the Texas Longhorns. This should also be another interesting game because Washington has played an interesting season with Michael Penix at quarterback. I loved watching him when he was at Indiana, and I really hope he wins this game. But honestly, I got to give it to the strength of schedule. I'm giving it to Texas Longhorns, who some people might not say had a harder schedule, and kind of. I don't know. That's my opinion. Yeah. I think Texas is just an overall better team. I think they've got a better quarterback, even though Michael Penix was in the Heisman running. I think that Texas is just overall a better team. I don't know what else to say. They're just good. So
Texas has had some of the strength of schedule, but it's been a long time since they've actually been tested. Some would argue the conference championship game versus Oklahoma State, but they're not good.
No.
They haven't really played a good team for a while. Very impressive win over Alabama on the road. But, however, I've got Washington. 2 very impressive wins over Oregon. May have been the game of the year against Oregon the first time. Really impressed how they were able to beat a really good team like that. And just up and down their schedule, they've been able to win. And I think they will be able to win yet again against Texas. Michael Penix has it in him. Defense will be solid enough. They were a little up and down over the course of the year, but they will be able to pull it out. I've got Washington advancing to play Michigan in the title game.
And again, I really hope it is Washington. Just like last year, TCU, that was a very good upset that they had, and they were able to make the football playoff.
Oh, yeah.
But I just really want Washington. But I think Texas will. And now for our championship game, where we both have Michigan in it, but 2 different teams from the college playoff, or the semifinal number 2. So I've honestly, I think this is, for both of our situations, an easy win for Michigan either way. I think Michigan will probably destroy Texas, even though some of their wins have been impressive. Like Sam said, they haven't been challenged too much recently, and I don't think Washington is much of a challenge either. I think that the Alabama game will definitely challenge Michigan a little bit more and shape them up for a better last game than either Texas or Washington will. So I've got an easy win for Michigan. I think maybe a little bit lower scoring than their first game will be, mainly because I think they'll get up to such an early lead that they'll be playing more defensive and the other team will be working their way back up. So I got Michigan winning the college football playoff.
Wow. So do I. But I would say there's a reason why Michigan and Alabama have the 2 best odds in Vegas to win the championship. people kind of see that as a bit of the national championship game. It won't be a 65-7, Georgia TCU game, but I think Michigan will win the championship game. I would like to toot my own horn that they were my preseason pick to win the championship, so we'll see if they manage to win it, but I think they will be able to. They've just got a really gritty, tough roster, and they've been able to pull it out. Varsity losing Coach Harbaugh, whatnot, for 6 games. He's not dead. But just they can run the football, they can throw the football, they can play great defense, just up and down. They can win a football game.
Well, there's our picks. Tell us how we did down below, and we'll see what happens.